Wow, where do I even start? Just 3 weeks ago, I never imagined my life would spiral into this nightmare, all because of HOA Karen's reckless cruelty. Can you believe it? HOA Karen abandoned my mute daughter in the middle of a foresties, you heard that right, left her all alone where no one could hear her scream. It was terrifying. Heart-stopping, honestly. How could someone be so cold, so utterly heartless? It all began when Karen, the self-appointed queen of our HOA, decided my daughter was a nuisance. My little girl, Emma, can't speak, so she doesn't shout or cause a ruckus, she just smiles, listens, and loves. But to Karen, that wasn't enough. She claimed Emma was disturbing the peace and even forged a complaint to the HOA board, accusing us of neglect and creating a hazard on our property. Fraud? Absolutely. But knowing Karen, it didn't surprise me. She's always been manipulative, the type who thrives on control and drama. That fateful day still haunts me, birds chirping faintly, the wind rustling the dry leaves, and then silence. Karen had orchestrated a neighborhood walk in the nearby forest, under the guise of a community bonding event. But instead of keeping an eye on my daughter, she led the group away, pretending Emma wasn't there. When I finally looked back, my heart froze. Emma was gone. I can't describe the panic, the deafening silence that followed when I realized she was missing. My husband and I called out, our voices cracking, footsteps pounding on the dirt trails, but she was invisible to everyone but us. How do you find a lost child who can't call out for help? Every second felt like an eternity, my breath shallow, my chest tightening. Hours later, someone spotted Emma near a shallow creek, eyes wide with fear but unharmed. Thank God. But the damage was done. We reported the incident, and the investigation revealed something shocking: HOA Karen's fingerprints all over the situation. Emails showing forged complaints, secret messages instructing others to keep an eye on Emma but not intervene, and worse, evidence pointing to deliberate neglect. When the HOA board confronted Karen, she didn't deny it at first. Then, seeing the mounting evidence and facing the threat of a lawsuit, she flipped the script, accusing us of overreacting and playing the victim. Can you imagine? The same woman who left a defenseless child alone in the forest had the nerve to act innocent. But karma? Oh, it was just getting started. The local police launched a criminal neglect investigation, and Karen's past began unraveling. Turns out, she'd been involved in several shady dealings, including falsifying HOA records and misappropriating funds, classic fraud that finally caught up to her. The community, once dazzled by her fake charm, turned their backs as the truth came out like a tidal wave. Emma's courage through it all was nothing short of inspiring. Despite everything, she smiled when she saw me, her eyes shining bright as if to say, "We're going to be okay." Her strength gave me the fire to fight harder, to expose Karen's cruelty and protect what's truly important. The day Karen faced the judge was surreal. Her usual confident smirk vanished, replaced by desperation as the evidence was laid bare. Forged documents, witness testimonies, photos of Emma alone in the woods, all piled high like bricks in her case. The charges of criminal neglect, fraud, and emotional abuse weren't just words, they were a verdict waiting to be served. And serve it did. Karen was sentenced to probation and mandatory community service, with strict conditions to keep her away from any vulnerable individuals, especially children. The HOA was placed under new management, and policies changed to ensure no other family would suffer as we did. You know, sometimes life throws the worst at you, and you wonder how you'll survive. But when justice finally knocks, when karma delivers that long-awaited blow, it makes the pain a little more bearable. So, to anyone out there dealing with a Karen trying to ruin your peace, don't give up. Fight back with the truth. Because sometimes, the darkest storms reveal the brightest lights. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you want to hear more wild but true HOA battles and real justice served, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's keep these stories alive and make sure karma always wins.